Kalan La Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and great millstone who rule well, teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity. Also the brothers who labor in this truth, putting their life on the line, especially in times. Shalom to you, hopeful elect. Any brothers and very few sisters who believe in this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely. Shalom. All right. You know, I'm in transit right now, but it just came to me just thinking about, you know, just thinking about this devil and how Esau Edom, you know, the physical counterpart of the devil, is is death and destruction. The epitome of that. That's his blessing, right? And you know, I'm look to read these precepts while I'm mobile, right? So let's just go straight to the point. But I don't have nothing written together. Just going to the spirit y'all about Shemal Shah. Genesis 27. Get straight to the point. Um, I go start at 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right, so this is that little season that Esau Edom is ruling, right? It's that fatness of the earth that he has for a little bit, but his blessing is the sword. And by thy sword shalt thou live, right? And that's death and destruction. Any weapon, death and destruction follows this man everywhere he goes. Death and destruction follow Esau Edom, and if you don't know who that is, that's the so-called white man. All right. And yes, Israel was scattered amongst nations, to make that disclaimer. So not everybody who looks white is Esau Edom. All right. However, we're gonna make that disclaimer because that was the mark that was put on him from the curse of Cain. Okay, so you know, Esau Edom, you know, which really it goes to Esau, Sashua, wastes away is he, and Edom I don't want to go into red. Slacker, right? And that's what we're gonna go into right now, because we're on the red. That's just to prove that this man is nothing but death and destruction. Man. Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red. All right, so that horse going to power, and that's in red, you know, referring back to Esau, Edom. Okay, especially Edom. All right, and so Esau is Edom, and Edom is Esau. Okay, all right. So and power was given to him that sat there wanted to take peace from the earth, to take peace from the earth. So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So the Lord use Esau Edom, you know, to do his work. You know, the Lord, he's under the Lord's control. Still, regardless, you know, he's the arch nemesis of the saints. He's still doing the Lord's work on the left hand side. You know, if you go to Isaiah chapter 10, starting at verse 5, he said, "Oh, Assyrian, you know, who's that rod?" You know, roughly paraphrasing, he's the left hand. He's the left hand whipping stick. You know, for the saints. You know, the left hand saints. But let's get back into this. That sat there round to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So that goes all the way back to his blessings that we read in Genesis 27. A great sword. So wherever he goes, death and destruction, man. That's why when he writes in his legislation, even through his legislation, is death and destruction. Even through his unrighteous decrees, is death and destruction. You know, every land that he go into, He goes into that land and it's death and destruction, right? He can't, where he goes, there's no peace. There's no peace. He sat there and to take peace from the earth. That's what he does. He takes peace from the earth. So that's what he's all about, death and destruction. And it shouldn't surprise you wherever this man's at, wherever he got his hand in. There's there's chaos there. There's death, and how does he exercises through many things, through famine, through pestilence, through his Vanessa, right? You got Kill Gates everywhere he go. He's there's people that died, man. He go do when he do his little Vanessa over there, and if I'm not mistaken, in India or somewhere. I don't want to mix it up, but where he was at, they got polio. Yeah, and he be in Africa, right? He buying up all the farmlands, right? So that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. That's why in your food you have all these GMOs. You have all these things that can harm you and that's good for you. When food should be that medicine. Anything he touch, everywhere he go, it will lead to death, and that's his blessing. That's the sword. Anything he can use to destroy you, that's Esau Edom. And it's pointed at Jake, mainly pointed at Jake. Everywhere he goes, he even destroy his own. There's this precept that says he don't even do good to himself. Who you think he's gonna do good to you? He can't help himself because that's his blessing. He can't help himself. He's been given the sword to destroy, and it's gonna fall back, and that cup is gonna pass through him. That same cup that he's gonna have everybody drinking that wine, these philosophies, because even those philosophies lead to death. It's gonna be passed through. He's gonna be rewarded unto him double. So it's gonna be what he's doing will turn back on his own head. Bottom line. So it's not gonna be unpunished. All right. It's not gonna go unpunished. The Lord gonna deal with him. All right. Let's go to because we too much sorrows, too much wisdom comes sorrows, and too many sorrows. You know what? Let me just grab that. Let's grab that. I know it's Ecclesiastes. I think it's in 12. No, hold on. Goodness, chapters. So like, yeah. So like, yeah. Let's sit down at 7. Let me just look for it. No, it's in there, but yep, it's in the first chapter. For Ecclesiastes 1:18, for much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth in knowledge increaseth in sorrow. Right. So as you get to learn about this devil and learn who the devil is, and the physical counterpart of the devil is Esau Edom, and you see what his blessing was, you understand. So with the understanding and the wisdom, it's much grief, and he that increaseth in knowledge increases in sorrow. So we ain't here, so even in Ecclesiastes 7 say oppression make a wise man mad. All right, so we know we're being oppressed. We know we're under these curses, and bottom line is we're under these things for the sins. We get these chastisements. We get everything that we got is because of what we did in our past lives, and going all the way back to not going back to breaking the law, statutes, and commandments as a nation. So we going through what we going through. Like I say, Esau, Edom being that whipping stick, that rod to get us to so we can understand wickedness, so we can appreciate righteousness, man. We have to go through this so we can be righteous rulers and righteous judges in the kingdom. Now everything is for our learning and understanding. All right, everything's for our learning and understanding. Well, I was gonna go before that. Oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead because it's going back to he go back here and let the scripture speak. Slovakia. Amos 1 and 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. So there go that same sword, that death and destruction. All right, but he's not going to turn. The Lord's not going to turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. All right, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. All right, so Esau Edom's gonna get what's coming to him. It's not gonna go unpunished. All right, we just have to. You know what? We're gonna go. We're gonna go there real quick, like I said. The Spirit brought me there, so the reason why. Is the 9:3 and 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me. Right. So the Lord's telling us to wait. We have to wait. We have to wait. We have to be patient. We have to endure. All right. Saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. So who's the prey? Is our enemies, man. Starting with Esau, Edom. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms. Right. So all those nations that in all them, in Psalms 83, right, that came together for a confederacy, to pour upon them my indignation, and that's righteous anger. All right, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Okay, so these people, we just have to wait upon the Lord. We have to wait. We're not able to rise up ourselves, because our blessing wasn't in the sword. Now, when the Lord comes back and give us our spiritual powers, that's going to be a whole different thing. And the spiritual powers are already starting with the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of these scriptures. All right, this is tearing down this man's kingdom. This is breaking down his strongholds. We're consuming this place with fire of the mouth through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua being the Lord's mouthpiece. Right, these strongholds is being tore down. Right, and like the brother in Boston Zion always, I like how he refers, but we're circling the walls of Jericho, man. Spiritually, when we put up these epistles, when we on the highways and byways, and when we sharing with people who they are. All right, that's what's going on. But see, bottom line is this man who's the sword and who's destruction, is gonna return back unto him. His punishment is not gonna his deeds is not gonna go unpunished. All right. So let me see. I have one more. I got one more, two more. Let me think. I had one in my head. I'm trying to remember what it was. The spirit. Salakia. The point was made though. Psalm 69 and 22, let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. All right, so like they're them being, you know, their military, being the sword, being who they are is gonna become a trap, their own thing, right? Because these same like the modern day, the big sword is gonna be them ICBM missiles, all right, intercontinental ballistic missiles, man, nuclear power, right? That's the same shit is gonna come right back on their head. All right, it's it's gonna become a snare to them. They're saying building up this military power, like as you can see right now. Look what's going on in Russia, right? Esau, right? That's gonna come back on their own head, and not only that, the mother nations as well. The mother nations as well, not just they, because everywhere they go, they want to put in an embassy, right? They want to show they want to show that they come together. That's why you have the NATO to show their military strength, right? That's letting like you fought, in America, known as the the many names in the Bible, right? But Babylon, daughter of Babylon. It likes to flex its muscle. It goes usually back. I remember growing up, man. When America goes somewhere, that was like, oh shit, America's over there. Oh yo, you already know what's gonna happen over there. Now people don't. It's not that same thing because now these other these other countries, man, they they're building up their nuclear power and their military strength as well. So they're no longer looking at this whole tendon, like they're not looking at her the same way. All right, and I ain't gonna hold it long. I just wanted to touch on that briefly, just thinking about how everywhere you go, Esau Edom is death and destruction, and the reason is because he's been given that blessing. This is all through the Lord. The Lord is you know what? End it there. Proverbs 16:4. Um, Proverbs 16:4. The Lord hath made all things for Himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. All right. So the Lord created this man, even the wicked for the day of evil. This man, he's a big part of this movie. He's a necessary part. Like I said, we went off as a nation, so he's being used to do. He's doing his job. He's that left hand whipping stick, and he has to do his job. But bottom line, this man, he went overboard, and he's gonna pay for it, right? And him being the sword, he going. That's why I say you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's why this place Esau Babylon is gonna be burnt with nuclear fire with them missiles, and also them lasers from the chariots, right? Because this man's gonna get what's coming to him through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. So with that, shalom to the whole for elect.